Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. Yesterday in our reading, we had Jesus basically answer the question that was at the beginning of Luke 20, where they asked him, by what authority do you do these things? And Jesus, after answering several questions that they had posed to him, comes to this conclusion and leaves them with this thought in connection to David and his own supremacy in connection to David. There he said, how is it that they say that Christ is David's son? For David himself says in the book of Psalms, the Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand until I put your enemies as a footstool for your feet. Therefore David calls him Lord. So how is he his son? And so what's implied there is that, yes, the Messiah would come as David's heir, but he would come with more authority than David. And so Jesus is basically saying, I have authority to do these things, and my authority even goes above David's authority, as Jesus would be called the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. He is the Messiah, the Son of God, who is far higher than David when it comes to authority. And so we were left with that picture yesterday of Jesus in his high authority. But now we can kind of think about that as we get into our reading in the book of Hebrews today, in Hebrews chapter 2, where the thought there is that we have Jesus as our brother. It says in verse 11 of Hebrews 2, for both he who sanctifies and those who are being sanctified are all one. For which reason he is not ashamed to call them brothers. He says, saying, I will recount your name to my brothers. In the midst of the assembly, I will sing your praise. He goes on to talk about how we have one who became like us in all things in verse 17. Therefore, he had to be made like his brothers in all things, so that he might become a merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to God. And so he is our brother. He's our brother. He sanctifies us. He's the one who is sanctifying us, and we are the ones being sanctified, and therefore we are his brother. The Lord worships with us. Where two or more are gathered in his name, he is there in their midst, and he's a fellow worshiper, a brother in that sense, but he's also a brother in the sense that he shared all things with us. He has suffered all things as we suffer, and he's gone through the same trials that we go through. And so it says he's not ashamed to call us brothers. So what a wonderful thought. Here is this king that is high above even King David, one of the most acclaimed kings in the Old Testament. And yet Jesus is high above him, the Son of God, the one through whom all things were created, the one who brought all things into existence. And he was the one who, after he was risen from the dead, ascended to the right hand of the Father, and all authority was given to him. And yet, at the same time, he calls us brothers. At the same time, he relates with us. At the same time, he sympathizes with us. He's compassionate with us because he's gone through the same things that we've gone through. And so this makes him the perfect king. One who has the authority to move things in the direction that they should go, but at the same time is able to relate with us and be able to have a relationship with us, having gone through the same things that we go through. And so we should be thankful for this wonderful Christ that we have. How wonderful he is, both highly exalted, but at the same time beside us, walking along with us, being there to intercede for us and to be compassionate. This is a wonderful Jesus. And so we should be very thankful to have this relationship with one in such high authority, but yet one who relates to us so wonderfully. And hopefully today we will be inspired to draw all the more closer to him, knowing these things and having these truths in the forefront of our mind. So these are things we can reflect on and think about as we do our reading today. With that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.